Okay, so before we begin to play piano or keyboard, what we need to know is that a full-size piano keyboard is comprised of 88 keys. So from the bottom to the top, we have 88 keys. It contains 7 octaves. An octave is A to A, would be an octave, another A to A, A to A, C to C, D to D. Any of them are octaves. It has 7 of them, and it starts with an A note and then ends with a C right at the top. So what we can do is, we've got this musical alphabet, and the musical alphabet goes A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and then starts again. So what you can do to find out the notes is start from the bottom, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and just keep going up, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, and so on and so forth. So the most important thing to identify before we start playing is where middle C is on the piano. Middle C on the piano, you can do it in 2 ways. You can keep counting all the way up onto these notes, and that would be 40 notes up, you'd end up at middle C. Another way of doing it is basically finding the name of the piano, and it's normally to the left of there, middle C. To find C, you've got the 2 black notes and the 3 black notes. C is to the left of the 2 black notes. So it's really important that we find that middle C. So another important thing to look at is, and you'll be able to get these sheets as PDFs online, another thing to look at is the top part of what the grand staff is what it's called, and that's how we read our music. So the top part of the grand staff is called the treble clef, and the bottom portion is known as the bass clef. The 2 together form the grand staff. So the graphic below shows the tones as they appear on the treble and bass clef. So you'll be able to get these online. What we've got is it basically tells you where all the notes sit on the lines and on the lines of the bass clef and the treble clef. For the treble clef, you can have little rhymes to remind you. On the natural lines, you could have every green bus drives fast, every greasy burger drips fat, every good boy deserves football. There's so many. You can make up your own if you want. And then in the spaces, it spells the word face, F-A-C-E. You'll be able to see this on the sheet. On the bottom one, we've got good boys deserve football always, or greasy burgers drip fat always, green bus drives fast always. Any little rhymes to remind us. And in the middle, on the spaces, we've got all cows eat grass. If the piano notes are located on the treble clef, they will be played above middle C, majority of the time. If the notes are located on the bass clef, they will be played below middle C. I've also drawn on this sheet, which you can see online, I keep telling that, it'll show you where the notes line up with the keyboard as well on that sheet there. Okay, so another really important thing to do is know our finger numbers. So now we've learned that we've got 88 tones on a full-size keyboard. That can change depending on the size of your keyboard. And we've identified where middle C is. We now need to know what our finger numbers are. So if we put our hands out, we go from our thumbs outwards. So on the right hand, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. On the left hand, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now what we're going to do is just get a bit comfortable with having our hands on the piano in a certain position. So I just want to take both of these thumbs and just plonk them both on middle C. And then each finger, so on the right hand, will all line up, so each finger has a note. Should sound like that if we get them right. And then on the way down, like that. And just have a little play around and just kind of get used to the fingers and just sitting on there. The way we're going to hold our hands on the piano is a modern day way of thinking of it is like holding a mouse on a computer. So you want to have this nice little gap. You don't want the fingers all stretched. You don't want your wrists limp underneath. You want it all nice. So the black notes are kind of level with your wrists, and you've got this kind of ball shaped with your hands. So you could put an orange or a ball in there, and you could hold it nice and tight. And that's how we want our fingers to go. And then just play around. You can make up your own little patterns and stuff as well. You could do then back down. And just play around with the left hand. And just make up your little patterns, just getting used to them fingers and where they go. Okay, so one of the songs we can learn today, which will really help us, I mean, just finger numbers, we don't really need to concentrate on the note, is Ode to Joy by Beethoven, a very simple version of Ode to Joy by Beethoven. So if we start, it's all in the right hand, we don't really need to concentrate with the left hand just yet. So if we all start with our right hand, we can put that onto middle C, and every finger has a note, as we've said before, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we can just follow this sheet, which you'll be able to get online as well, and just follow the finger numbers, which are on the top of the line. And as long as you press them fingers in time, you'll be fine. A really important thing to remember just with this sheet when you get to see it is that these notes here last for 1. So if this whole thing is getting counted in 4, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. These are classed as crotchets. So that would be hit on every beat of the bar, because music has this constant pulse. All music has a constant pulse. So every note here would be hit 1, 2, 3, 4. So it would be on every note of the bar. So the first bar would be 1, 2, 3, 4. In this piece of music as well, they're called crotchets, them ones, which last for 1. In this piece of music as well, we've also got this note called a minimum, which is a circle without being coloured in with a stick on it. That one lasts for 2 beats. So if we're going to count that in the bar, it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we take it off. So just press it down for 2 and then take it off. So we can have a little play for this piece. And it just basically gets them fingers moving on the right hand. So we can start with our third finger, and it should sound like this. Very easy to start off with, and it just gets them fingers moving around them 5 notes. So just to recap everything what we've done there is we've done Ode to Joy, just using them 5 fingers, starting on the middle C with a thumb, and just getting used to playing around this middle C. You can try both hands together, mix things up, make your own little patterns, it really works. And just remembering that the full-size piano has 88 keys, and just where to identify where middle C is the most important thing when we first start to play piano. And that's it for me. Thank you.